I loved the Kosovan people. I loved Kosovo. And it's amazing now to see that people are rebuilding their lives.
Ovo je Sali Beker, britanska humanistkinja koja je rizikovala svoj život i pomagala kosovskim Albancima tokom rata 1998. godine. Pokrenula je humanitarne misije po izbijanju rata u bivšoj Jugoslaviji, podstaknuta slikama dece i žena zarobljenih u ratnim zonama. U tim misijama je štrajkovala glađu, bila zatvorena i pretučena. Becker je bila slikarka u vreme rata u Bosni i Hercegovini. U svojoj prvoj humanitarnoj misiji 1993. predvodila je 57 vozila hitne pomoći i kamiona za pomoć iz Britanije do Mostara. Pronašla je ovaj grad pod opsadom, gde su se hrvatske, bosanske i srpske snage borile jedna protiv druge. Uradila je ono što ostali nisu. Pomogla je deci da izađu iz ratnih zona.
I took an ambulance across the front line and I brought out about 5 very badly injured children. And then I was asked, as we were leaving, there was another explosion and more children were injured. And I was asked to come back. The doctor said, will you come back for more children? We need you. And I said yes. And that's how it started. I began going back and forth.
Kao rezultat mnogih njenih spasilačkih misija, u Bosni je postala poznata kao Mostarski anđeo. Kada je počeo rat na Kosovu, Becker kaže da nije mogla da ostane mirna. U početku je donosila pomoć Prištini, a zatim i ratnim zonama.
To the UK, I was told that Milosevic had ordered all the borders to be closed, so no aid organizations could go in or out. So we decided that we would take the next convoy to northern Albania, to Tropoje.
Tamo je saznala da su na drugoj strani granice ostala deca bez medicinske nege. Uz pomoć OVK, Becker odlazi na Kosovo.
It was a very big bag containing liquid paracetamol and all kinds of medications for children. And we took them across the mountains. It was terrible. I don't like to walk anyway, so to have to walk across mountains at night, worrying about Serb patrols was a nightmare for me.
U đakovačkom selu Smolica zamoljena je za uslugu. Porodice su zatražile pomoć da pređu granicu sa Albanijom. Među njima su bile majka i 2 sestre dede Hisenaja, sada majora kosovskih bezbednosnih snaga. Dede je tada imao samo 12 godina.
Prej aty, me intensifikimin e madh të luftimeve në periudhën kohore 98, në atë kohë është paraqit një angleze, Sali Beker.
And I knew that so many thousands of people had crossed already that I wasn't too concerned. But suddenly there was the sound of machine gun fire, and most of the group raced back into the forest, and I turned round as I was preparing to follow them, and I saw that one of the women called Hannah, which was Dede's mother, she was trapped beneath a tree. She was there with her 10-year-old daughter Drita and the baby 16-month-old Dorantina. I just knew I couldn't leave them, but they were caught in this crossfire. So I crawled over to them, and Hannah and I, we tried to cover the children as best we could with our bodies. Honestly, I've been under fire several times previous to that in Bosnia, but I have never been so scared.
Shvatila je da nema drugu opciju osim da se preda. Jedan od srpskih vojnika zatražio je od nje da pozove ostale ljude iz šume, uz obećanje da će biti bezbedni.
This soldier, he took his gun and he put his gun to my head and he said, tell them if they don't come out now, I'll shoot you. And then I was angry. You know, I'd been traveling for 3 days. We'd been on that mountain. I'd been scared. I was feeling guilty about the kids. And I lost my temper. And so I said to him, I am fed up with this. I really am. And I shouted at the top of my voice, run, run, run as fast as you can. And I didn't know if they heard me, but he then took me at gunpoint back to where Hannah and the children were sitting, and they basically arrested us.
Srpski vojnici rekli su Sali da su svi članovi porodice koji su bili sa njom na planini ubijeni, ali slagali su je. To je potvrdio britanski konzul, koji ju je kontaktirao u pritvorskom centru u blizini Đakovice. 3 dana kasnije, Sali i Hana su odvedene u policijsku stanicu u Đakovici.
And I managed to say to Hannah in the car, I said, Dede is fine, because I knew she was really worried about her son. And she looked at me because, of course, she didn't know if she was understanding me properly, and she couldn't think where I would know this from, and I didn't know how to convince her, but anyway.
Osuđena je na 30 dana zatvora zbog ilegalnog prelaska granice. Štrajkovala je glađu u zatvoru u Lipljanu.
Because all the time I could hear the fighter planes going overhead, and I knew that they were bombing places like Smolitsa and these other villages where so many innocent people were being injured or killed. And then I could hear screams from the cells upstairs, and I could see sometimes when I was allowed outside for exercise, I saw prisoners who had been really badly beaten, men and women.
Pomilovana je i puštena 2 nedelje kasnije na zahtev britanske vlade. Nakon puštanja otišla je u Skadar u Albaniji.
All the families that had come up the mountain were there, so I then set about on my next mission, which was to try and get them sent abroad for medical treatment.
Nakon odbijanja viza britanske vlade, ona je otišla do Bajram Curija kako bi britanskoj vladi poslala faks moleći ih da preispitaju odluku o vizama. U gradu na severu Albanije, dok se vraćala u hotel, ranjena je u nogu hicem iz pištolja. Nije poznato ko ju je i zašto napao.
The president of Albania, he sent his minister of health to evacuate me. He came with a helicopter and he said, okay, we're going to take you to Tirana, Miss Becker, where you can get proper treatment. And I said, how can I go unless you're going to bring the kids? Are you going to bring the children? He said, no, it's not that kind of helicopter. We can't fit all the children in the helicopter. So I said, well, I can't leave.
Vratila se u Veliku Britaniju krajem 1998. godine i zbrinula povređenu nogu. Naredne godine Sali Beker dobila je ćerku. Posle Kosova nastavila je sa drugim misijama, uključujući i Čečeniju. U Iraku je pomagala jazidima, koje su progonili militanti takozvane islamske države. Sada je napravila aplikaciju Save a Child. Kroz nju planira da okupi više od 1000 pedijatara koji će pružiti online pomoć deci u ratnim zonama i zaboravljenim oblastima.
So now there's no need for me to go trekking across front lines or across mountains or driving under fire. Instead, we can use the app and hopefully save thousands of lives.
Sali se nada da će jednog dana moći da se vrati na Kosovo i vidi sve one kojima je pomagala 1998. uključujući i majora Dedea.
Knowing that he's a major and he's there ready to defend his country, it's an amazing thought that he came from there to this, and I've never seen him since he was that little boy. Quite often we do things in life which we think we're supposed to do because that's what we're best at. So I was an artist because I liked painting and I thought I was fairly good at it. I realized now I wasn't good at all. I was not a great artist, and I never would have been. But I felt that helping kids, bringing them out of war zones, besieged areas, that's what I did best.